Hello. I am Susana Macedo, and I'm going to make you a brief presentation of the Revive program, as I am, as already said, as I am a part of the team responsible for this program in Turismo de Portugal. The underlying idea of this program is that public real estate is a very important part of the historical, cultural and social identity of a country, and it is a differentiating factor for the attractiveness of the regions and development of tourism. Recognizing that state heritage properties, recognizing the state properties as strategic assets of the regions in which they are located, the Portuguese government launched the Revive program, which opens up public properties to private investment through public international tendering in view of their renovation and sustainability for hosting an economic activity related to the tourism industry, cultural activities or other activities related. So the main goals of this program, beyond the recovery of public assets, so the program aims to enhance the attractiveness of regional destinations, promote the deconcentration of touristic demand and develop local economies and tourism, generating wealth and jobs. So these are the main goals of the Revive program. The properties in the Revive program are therefore buildings buildings owned by state or other public entities, with architectural, historical, cultural, or other relevant interests. The program currently has 49 properties. And these 49 properties were integrated in the program in two different phases of the program. There was a list of 33 properties with the launch of the program in 2016-17, and then later in 2019, 16 new properties were added to the initial list. This is the geographical distribution of the first set of properties, 33 properties which were integrated with the launch of the program. And here you have the geographical distribution of the 16 properties which were added in 2019. The Revive program is overseen by a technical team which is comprised by the representatives of the public entities responsible for heritage. So the Department of Cultural Heritage, the Departments of Treasury and Finance, and the Department of National Defense, which have heritage management assignments, and then the Portuguese Tourism Board, who coordinates and articulates the work between all the entities involved and ensures disclosure of the Revive program and the tenders launched, as well as participates actively in attracting investors. We always ensure that the involvement of the local municipalities in which the properties are located. And we have there a Portuguese Environment Agency because occasionally it's necessary to integrate representatives of other public entities. For instance, whenever there is a property located in public water domain or whenever other environmental issue is raised, so we must call for the team other representatives of other entities. So Turismo Portugal is responsible for the coordination of the work between the representatives of all public entities involved. The properties in the Revive program are never to be sold. They are only granted for long periods through public international tendering. So usually the duration of the concession is 50 years. All the properties are subject to public international tender to be granted, and before launching the tenders, the technical team must carry out some preliminary work, such as the architectural and topographic surveys of the properties, very important, the heritage and architectural studies to define the overall parameters of work on the heritage. And also we have the property evaluation, which is necessary for the definition of the annual rent, the minimum annual rent in the definition in the tenders. So these are the general conditions of the tenders launched in the REVIVE program. The concession period, as I said, is usually of around 50 years in order to make viable the large investments needed to rehabilitate these buildings and make them suitable for hosting economic activity related to tourism industry. Tenders, as a rule, do not define or identify the admissible projects. They only impose that they have touristic vocation, and then of course they establish the obligations of the investor with regard to the reconstruction of the building and carrying out the necessary works, including in infrastructures and subsequent tourist operation on the properties. This in what concerns to the uses allowed. And then investors have a 4-year grace period for the annual rent pay. The Department of Cultural Heritage develops a document which defines the overall parameters of the work possible on the properties, which is a part of the tender, and it's a very important part of the tender, and binds the private investors in this way, safeguarding cultural heritage. So with these beacons, investors present their proposals, identifying the activity project they intend to develop, the annual income they are willing to pay, and how long will they take to start the operation. So the price and the deadline for starting the operation are usually the award criteria in REVIVE tenders. And the jury of these tenders is comprised with representatives of the public entities involved in the program and also representatives of the municipality in which the property is located, which we always try to involve in the preparation of the tenders. We consider the local development strategies and interests of the interests of the local populations. So it's very important, in these tenders, it's very important, the clear definition of the concession area. So the drawings with the limits of the area to be concessioned are important document of the tender. So usually the entire property is allocated to the concession, but it's not always like this. Here I show you in this image, you see a particular case in which the property to be granted, it was only a part of a larger public property that integrates other equipments. This is Alter Stud Farm in Alter do Chão. It's one of the REVIVE properties already granted, and where there is horse breeding and an equestrian school. The government decided to integrate in the REVIVE program some equipments of this Alter Stud Farm, which were not being used, these equipments, and decided to integrate them for touristic operation in a coherent and sustainable way anchored in the equestrian thematic. So 3 built areas were identified to be granted, and the tender allowed proposals for just one of these areas, 2 of these areas, or for the 3 of these areas, and valuing the proposals which included the 3 areas. Another very important document that is part of the tender is the study of the Cultural Heritage Department, which defines the parameters for intervention in the buildings. In this image, here I show you an image of the study of Quartel da Graça, a national monument in Lisbon, and also one of the REVIVE properties already granted. The work in this building, in this property, must respect and comply with all the specific legislation applicable to property classified as a national monument. The Cultural Heritage Department, study, which made part of the tender launched, defines 4 levels of protection and the areas of the building subject to each of these levels of protection. As you can see here, these are identified, the levels of protection are identified by colors, and we have the level 1 identified in red, which is the area of total protection. It's the maximum level of protection encompassing the elements of greatest patrimonial relevance that must be preserved. In this area, demolition or removal is forbidden, is totally forbidden. Then you have an intermediate level of protection identified in orange. It's level 2, partial protection, where the elements of greatest heritage relevance must be preserved, but is permitted the removal of some elements, for example, non-original or non-structural walls. And then you have level 3 identified in yellow. It's an area with no protection. It's the lowest level of protection, and it is specific to all existing elements with no patrimonial value. And then you have also a green area, which is identified as level 4, which identifies precarious or somewhat dissonant elements from the whole of the building, which are required to be removed. In what concerns to investment attraction for the program, so Turismo de Portugal ensures the disclosure of the REVIVE program and that there is an active participation in attracting investments, namely through the website specifically created for the program, through the external teams of Turismo Portugal, which operates with the external services of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in international strategic markets, through presence in international fairs, and also by developing some specific actions in international strategic markets. And to support the private investment in restoring these properties, it was also created a specific credit line, REVIVE credit line, so investors may access not only the European funds, but also this specific REVIVE line, which has 150 million euros available. It's based on a mutual guarantee system. And these are the general conditions. Maximum amount of support per property is 7.5 million euros. Investors have a 5-year grace period for repayment, and the maximum repayment term is of 20 years. More information on this credit line is available in the REVIVE website. You can check there if you want. Here you have so as I said, REVIVE has a specific site where you can consult all the information on the program, on the properties covered, tenders launched and to be launched, relevant information and information on the conditions of the financial support instruments. So as I said, at this moment, the REVIVE program integrates a total of 49 properties. 23 of them were already placed for public tender, and 18 are granted properties. Of these 18, 2 of them are already operating hotels. It's the case of Convento de São Paulo in Elvas and Codelaria de Alter Stud Farm, as I showed you before, in Alter do Chão, both of them in Alentejo region of Portugal. These 18 granted properties represent more than 138 million euros of private investment in the recovery of public property, and also represent around 2.4 million euros in annual rents. Here you can see, in what concerns to the operating hotels, you can see images of the before and the images of the properties already recovered. What we think are the key strengths of this program? First of all, being a one-stop shop for investors. So it's because Turismo Portugal establishes contact with the private investors, acting as a single contact point for them. and answers all the questions related to the program, regardless of which of the public entity is responsible for the specific answer. And also the articulation between responsible public entities before placing properties on the market for concession. So the questions that can be raised in the licensing phase of the projects are previously analyzed and resolved by the competent entities, which means a kind of a greenway in the licensing phase of the project. And finally, the mutual understanding and trust achieved between the culture and tourism departments. It was possible to build an important relationship of trust between these two departments, each one understanding that it is necessary to, on the one hand, to enable private investment in these properties, but also that there are red lines in safeguarding the heritage that cannot be overcome in the name of investment. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay, so all being said about the REVIVE program, I take the opportunity to leave you with brief information about the tender that is currently open. With submission of proposals is possible until the 11th of May. And this is the tender for the concession of a property in the north of the country, in Paredes de Cora, near the border with Spain. This is a property called Casa do Outeiro, and it is an 18th century manor house. So you can check more information on the program and on this specific tender, which is open in the websites of Turismo Portugal, and also you can contact Turismo Portugal through email or by phone. And I believe this is all. Thank you.